When you think of hospice, what do you think of? If you're like many, just the word hospice invokes powerful emotions: fear, uncertainty, some of just the many myths and misconceptions Cornerstone Hospice dispels each and every day. Because actions speak louder than words, the hundreds of staff and nearly 1,000 volunteers at Cornerstone Hospice have known for the past 30 years their most important job is providing comfort, reassurance, resources, and the highest quality of life possible for their patients and their loved ones.
Each year, more than 6,000 patients call upon Cornerstone for care. And so we care for that many patients, but thousands more family members, loved ones, and friends who are impacted. What we try to let folks know is that Cornerstone Hospice isn't a place, it's a philosophy of care. The scope of services we provide is designed to meet all of the needs of the patient.
Our focus is, let's work on whatever symptoms you have, whatever issues you may have coming up, whether it be spiritually, emotionally, financially. You have children, you don't have children. What do we do now? Is my wife going to be able to pay the bills when I die? All of those things.
When it comes to dispelling the myths associated with hospice care, so many of those who have dedicated their lives to this important time of need speak from deep and personal experience.
Like so many folks, hospice is not something that I really talked about. It wasn't in the forefront of my mind until we really needed it. And personally, it was transformative. Part of the reason why I'm here as the CEO here at Cornerstone is because my family received wonderful hospice care about 15 years ago.
I got into working for Cornerstone Hospice back in '99. My grandmother was a hospice patient and they came out to the home. At that point, I got very interested in it because I really loved what they did for her and for us as a family.
I lost my mom 18 years ago. My mom, best friend, all of that. Love of my life, and Cornerstone Hospice took care of her.
While Cornerstone provides inpatient care at any of its 4 hospice houses and inpatient units in Lake, Sumter, Orange counties, and the Villages, 96% of Cornerstone's hospice care takes place in residence, whether your home, nursing home, or other facility.
Probably the biggest myth that people have about hospice care is that it's a place that you have to go.
Butch received Cornerstone Hospice care in our home. The team came in and took care not only of his needs, but my needs, not physical, not medical, but spiritual, emotional. They were there for both of us.
Cornerstone Hospice assisted me in taking care of my wife, who was terminal. I think just the idea of creating comfort helped. I think it was very important to be in our house. Very important to be in our house.
From the beginning to the end, he looked forward to them coming because he knew the care. Without hospice, I'm sure he would not have lived as long as he did, and I thank them for that every day.
There is no specific disease, age, or timeline. Cornerstone's commitment to the highest quality and most comfortable end-of-life care is available whether a few days or several months.
Yeah, another myth that folks have is that, that when they come on hospice care, it means that they just have hours or a few days left, that there's going to be some immediate end to their life.
Probably the #1 question that all of us are asked who work at Cornerstone from a patient family is, well, how long do we have? How long will I be here? How long before I die? And we always tell them the same thing, you know, that's not in our control. Our control is to make sure every day's the best it can be.
John was
cared for in our home every week for almost a year. He had stage 4 lung cancer and was terminal from the very beginning.
Not all of our hospice patients are bedbound. A lot of them are still out doing their everyday activities.
And so really, no matter what someone's age, what their diagnoses, where they may be located, Cornerstone Hospice is going to be there to provide support and care, whatever that may require.
Cornerstone Hospice provides a wide selection of services and care, both during and after, for the patient as well as loved ones. And some of the funding for those services and programs come from Cornerstone Hospice supporters.
Cornerstone Hospice is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. Part of making sure that we have the resources to provide that care is our affiliation with our Cornerstone Hospice Foundation. And the foundation team raises money. The foundation support allows us to provide a range of services that go beyond that minimum expectation.
When I started grief counseling with Cornerstone Hospice, I realized that it wasn't just open to me. It's open to family, friends, and in general, it's open to anyone who needs it.
There'd be animals not being able to get a ride to the vet. There would be veterans that missed out on an opportunity to be honored for their service.
No person was ever honored for what he or she received. Honor has always been the reward for what he or she gave.
The Cornerstone Salutes program is a program to thank veterans for their service to their country. It's an excellent opportunity for the family members to partake in an event that thanks their loved one for the services that they provided for their country while they were in the military.
I have created a trust, and Cornerstone is the final beneficiary in my trust. As I told the board here a month or so ago, what's left you're going to get, which could be something.
Support from Cornerstone Hospice comes in many forms, whether emotional or spiritual, from staff or volunteers. It truly is our family, committed to helping your family during this emotional time of need.
When I came to Cornerstone, I had no clue the extent to which we use volunteers and how much the volunteers want to do things for us.
And at least 5% of our care has to be provided by volunteers. So when we say that volunteers are the heart of hospice and we couldn't do it without our volunteers, we really mean it.
I've been a volunteer since this building was put up as a greeter and whatever else they needed for over 10 years.
Volunteerism, to me, is the most rewarding part of my life. And I think I do my best work by providing care for the hospice program.
For more than 30 years, Cornerstone Hospice has faced growth, evolution, changes. But one thing has remained constant, a comment, a realization we hear time and time again.
Why didn't I choose Cornerstone Hospice earlier? Why did I try to handle this myself? Why did I try to get through this without the team support?
One of the biggest reasons that people don't reach out to Cornerstone Hospice sooner is because they always think of it as, I'm not dying. But often we hear people say, God, I wish we had called sooner. I wish that hospice had been involved sooner. I've never seen my mom so comfortable. I've never seen my dad so comfortable.
The one thing she said to me, she looked at me and she said, I wish we would have been here a long time ago because we needed this. So if we can get our patients and everybody here sooner to be able to provide them that support and that care that they need, it'll be a lot better.
Grab onto it because it's absolutely the best thing you'll have in the most negative experience.
If you have a loved one or you yourself has been diagnosed with a terminal illness, then you need to deal with it and quit denying that it isn't happening and get the best possible help that you can get for yourself or your loved one, and that help comes in the form of Cornerstone Hospice.